In the era of artificial intelligence and machine learning, it is very important to understand what kind of skill we all should be learning. And while there are many things to learn from technology to functionality and things like that, what I think is that the soft skill which are the part of all our personality should be more focused in this era. As far as myself is concerned, I am working on all these aspects which I'm going to share today every single day. And I'm very intentional about it. I have seen changes in myself over the time, but going forward it's going to become more and more important considering most of the jobs can be done automatically or in a very less time. So that is something I'm very intentional about, and I'm thinking to see how I can improve my market value so that I can be more valuable to others and in turn I can make more money. Hey guys, welcome to Money Mindset and More. And today I'm going to cover what are the 7 soft skills which I'm working upon myself. And you can choose to work on those as well. And believe me, this will be very helpful for you. It does not matter which technology or software or things are going to change in the world. These things will never change, starting with the quality of resilience. You have to stay optimistic all the time, and you have to be very much careful about how you are learning from your failures and setback. This is a quality which is very much required to learn, all of us, right? It's I have seen that it is well worse in the Western world. People coming from the eastern part is not that well versed. They see failure as a milestone or something like a roadblock, while others see that failure as a part of journey and they keep going forward even if they fail. And that should be the approach. The next one is emotional intelligence. Probably one of the most critical skill if you want to become a leader. You have to be present in the moment. You have to be very careful about listening. You have to be empathetic. You have to be carefully understanding the scenarios which others might be. This is something I've seen most of the people lack. I have seen, I've worked for probably 8 companies, and I have seen this is lacking in most of the people whom themselves call a leader and things like that. I rarely find people who has emotional intelligence. Probably 1 or 2 people I can name, but apart from that, everybody is just going with the flow. The next one is your default communication. No skill in the life can help you the most communication. If you combine with public speaking, you might be one of the greatest people in your field. So learn how to speak clearly, how to use body language, how to improve your clarity of thoughts. Probably you can work on language as a later part of it, because accent and language becomes a barrier for many of the people who have an English or any other language as a secondary language. But still you can bring clarity of thought and things like that in your communication, and that is very important. The next one is, which I will be always working upon, is critical thinking. How I am asking questions, how I'm analyzing the situation, how deep I can go, how I can use logic to take more decisions and things like that. Those other things are part of critical thinking. What I'm not recommending that you start taking all the decision based upon that. There are many scenarios where you have to take emotional decisions, but most of the professional decisions can be made critically. Or even you don't take a decision, you might have other thoughts to look into the decision which you are going to take. The next skill is negotiation. Extremely important. You have to learn how to negotiate well. You have to prepare well. You have to read a lot. You have to figure out what can be the win-win scenario for both the parties, or more than 2 parties, than all the parties. And then you have to see how you stay calm and respectful. And that is something we always miss. I keep working on that particular part for myself, and have changed over the years, but that is something we have to keep working all the time. The next one is, which I always keep working, is self discipline. Extremely important to become successful in anything. You can see from people who are good sports person, they are very self disciplined. So you have to have a fixed routine, you have to have boundaries for things, you need to make sure that you are planning your all action based upon your long term goals, and then you are sticking to those goals and activities for a very long time. After a certain period of time, things become mundane and routine, and they become very boring. But the truth is, all the boring things are going to make you healthier, wealthier, and happier. So stick to those for a long time and you will see the results. Last one, which I want to cover today, is time management. That is something we all misuse a lot. If you start using time as an asset, maybe like a dollar or something like that, you might be more intentional about it. I am particularly very intentional about my time and I don't want to misuse it. It does not matter whether it is personal or professional life. And I am very much love in working in harmony between my professional and personal life. So if there are tasks which has to be achieved, I make sure that I achieve. It does not matter which day I'm working upon. But if there is something which I have to do personally, I will take care of that as well. So, but that comes only when you know how your calendars are synchronized, how well you are managing your time, and how you are going to utilize it. Set clear goals, don't deviate too much, and be intentional about all the times. Only challenge which I see personally, which I have faced, I don't have time for random activities. Like, it hardly happens if somebody calls me and say let's go for a party. It will never happen. But if somebody calls me for a help, obviously I will take that call. But for enjoyment and things like that, I take a very precautious action. If I have not achieved my goals for the day, I will probably stick to achieving those. Then probably I can consider going somewhere. So you have to be very intentional about timing. If you manage that well, you probably gain a lot of knowledge, and that can be ultimately help you to earn more money. So I wanted to cover these 7 skills, soft skills today. I have more in mind. I will share probably in follow-up video. But start focusing on some of these, one or two, and then you might feel more comfortable, more confident in your conversation, and that ultimately can bring you financial freedom or whatever you're looking for. Please share your thoughts and comments and like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.